I keep seeing the same pattern in healers, in intuitives, and energy workers, and energy healers, space holders. You're exhausted, you're fragmented, you're feeling spacey. And I'm not just talking about new to the work, because it does take time to increase your endurance to hold the alpha theta brainwave, that intuitive psychic flow. It does take time to acclimatize to hold higher frequencies for an extended amount of time. Yes, that is true. And I'm seeing and hearing even very public psychics, energy healers speaking to being drained, stuck in bed for days after a session, exhausted. It's not supposed to be like that. Another pattern I keep hearing is those of you who are these energy workers and intuitives, but you're afraid to actually do the work, to share your work that you were born here to do and create impact in the service for humanity. Some of you are hiding behind certificates. Others are pouring yourselves into friends and family, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. And as a human, you can ask to be supported by the universe, to be able to receive financial or monetary support in you doing your soul's mission. Because we can't hold light without structure. The industry glorifies expansion and activations, but no one or the majority of spiritual teachers aren't talking about safety. They're not talking about the humanness, the human participating in the ascension process. They're not talking about capacity or embodiment, rooting in to the human experience while holding that expansion. Everyone wants these activations, your light body just turned on, your third eye wide open. But not enough people are talking about anchoring that into yourselves, into your body, this highly sophisticated technology. So many people want to bypass the human experience, their humanity. But your highest potential comes when you anchor into the human, when you have the root system that can hold that high light, that high expansion, you rising to your soul's mission. Too many intuitive practitioners, psychics, mystics stay small because their nervous system doesn't feel safe to be seen. And there's this fear of rejection. There's this fear of belonging or being exiled, being outcast. And that's a very real and often valid fear, whether that's based in childhood programming or your ancestral programming. It truly wasn't safe to be seen as a witch, as a medicine woman, as the intuitive for a very long time. But it's no longer your story to carry. There was a point in my own journey where I was doing energy work. I was holding space for others. I had done my Reiki training. I theoretically had the tools, had the training, realized that I did have these psychic and intuitive gifts, but I didn't have the foundation to hold me. And when life rocked me, which it did, I was burning out, quite literally. Clinically, I had adrenal fatigue, which is HPA, axis dysfunction. I healed that within myself. And I will share a side note because it's not something that I planned on sharing, but I healed a lot within me. Gut issues, food intolerances. I would say, I want to say severe acne, but maybe just under severe, where I had very bad acne on my face, on my neck, on my chest, on my back, like those big, awful, painful, deep acne. It it was it was a hard time. All of that has been healed. PCOS, quite severe symptoms. All of that has been healed. And yes, I do have a background in nutrition, and I there's a huge component of rebuilding, building my gut to reverse those symptoms. But I got to a point where I could only work on my physical body so much before I had to get to the energetic work, the inner healing, the inner foundation, the grounding, healing my self esteem, healing my loss of self trust, my loss of self. That was the major turning point in both my physical healing, but also my spiritual journey, because it's all interconnected. And it's a big reason why I evolved my nutrition practice into my energy healing practice, because I saw too many times we can do all of the clinical work, we can do all the testing, the functional testing, get to the root cause, but that actually only gets you so far. It actually only gets you so far. And I learned that for me to create the greatest impact is doing this energy, psychic, intuitive, quantum work in supporting people like you to come into that fullest expansion. Doing that inner work allowed me to get out of this cycle of expansion and crashing and then needing to rebuild. I became so deeply grounded in an embodied way, in a I am way. It stopped being a theory or a concept of like, okay, yeah, I have to ground. I get it. I have to ground. And it's just started being a lived experience for me. It's how I started to sell out my practice, people booking out weeks and weeks in advance. And it's where I seeded the idea of Ascend Embody, the practitioner retreat, because I have this moment of, yes, I can help people one-on-one. Yes, I can sell these courses, but there's only so much people can do in theory until it has to be practice, until we hold space and we witness each other healing and reprogramming and creating a new reality. And I want that for you. I want you to rise up, partially selfishly, because I want to live in a world where everyone else is in their highest light. But I also just want it for you. I want you to feel fulfilled in your soul's mission. I want you to know that you can break this cycle of hiding or wanting and having this desire, but not feeling ready, or starting and then crashing out. Having a practitioner's retreat is the next evolution in how I can serve, because it's not about learning one more skill. It's about practicing in real time, learning how to hold high frequencies without collapsing, learning how to hold larger groups of people in full soul remembrance without you being drained. It's about being able to read groups of people. It's about being able to refine your unique gifts without collapsing, without exhaustion. It's for the practitioners who want to lead, who want to be safe, who want this to be sustainable, who don't want to live in a world where they're ungrounded, where they're spacey, where they can't be the human paying their bills or being present for their family, but still want to be in that soul alignment. It's for the ones who have hidden their gifts for too long, because you know it's time to rise. You know where humanity is going. You know that the frequency of new earth is starting to land, that these codes within you are awakening, and that we're stepping into a different time space. And you are part of being that way shower, in holding that, in expressing that. But it feels too out of reach, but it's not. We'll be working to activate you. We'll be working with plasma consciousness, but we're also going to be working in embodiment practices and your safety and clearing energetic hygiene, your sovereignty, your expansion as both the soul, but the human. Your light was never meant to stay hidden. Perhaps the concealment of it kept you safe for a time, but your body was never meant to hide it forever or meant to carry it alone. When we rise together, We are in this remembrance offering, a mirroring of soul expansion together. There are people who are just waking up, waiting for you to lead them, to hold space for them. And you can do that. You don't have to stay hidden any longer. You don't have to dim your light any longer. You're watching this because there's a resonance of an initiation that you know is true, that you know is for you. Your gifts aren't meant to stay hidden or meant to drain you or meant to exhaust you. They're meant to light you up, to inspire and initiate other people. Ascend and Embody is this reminder of the light that you can hold, the visibility and leadership and codes within you that are ready to come forward safely and in alignment with your soul's highest truth.